There's no reason for that. Well, Palumbo, I open up the show by saying they scored on the opening drive.
Yeah.
Which any football fan out there, there's nothing worse. You sit down, you got your sandwich, your beer, your wife's out shopping, you finally got clear, and 11 plays, 8 minutes, and they score. That is my life. I always give up a quick 7. It's so Rutgers. Anyway, good evening, everybody. It's a good one here from the Omni in downtown Mahwah. This is show number 208 of the Jimmy Palumbo Show. Good evening, everybody. Nothing more than a smooth opening to my show here on a Tuesday, the day after St. Patty's. And, of course, I am sporting the absolute eyewear. And I'm also bringing back Dave Giancarlo Stanton Sturchio, who was on the injured reserve last week. They thought he was going to be out 3 or 4 weeks, but he quickly returned the following week, ready to go. Dave, good to have you back on this fine program.
Yeah, no, great to be back. Great to be welcomed back by Tyson Hogan and all thousands and thousands of people that are watching this program this morning. And no, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. Talk some whatever it is your life is presented.
Sound like you got a little bit of a cold.
Yeah. You know why? Because I got 2 kids with boogers. Just boogers.
Here you go.
It's just boogers day here at Shea.
Get
Absolutely.
down.
I can't. And what are you supposed to do in the event of the my son or my daughter who are just fucking leaking like a faucet, and they want to hug and kiss daddy? What am I going to say?
You just got to deal with it. No, you can't. You just got to hug them.
This is my life, so here we are.
Now, if you had a strong immune system, by eating meat
typically do
instead of eating just pizza, you wouldn't get the cold like this. No, you said you have a deeper voice than even normal. So.
Yeah,
And you're wearing that Nick hat, which makes me sick.
Bro, 20-point win over the Heat last night. Let's go.
And Tracy Morgan throwing up on the sidelines.
Yeah, what the fuck was that, dude?
He's a mess.
Holy shit. That is some embarrassing shit.
You got to get off the court for that, man.
Dude, not only that, like, first of all, the person
took him out of a wheelchair.
Well, then he's either drunk or dehydrated or St. Patrick's Day, so, he's probably indulging since he's so Irish. And I got to say, like, whoever the photographer was, to catch it midstream, bravo! Man, you deserve a Pulitzer Prize.
I didn't want to talk about it. It's too much for me. But of course, back on the show, Dave Sturchio, and of course, I'm still here. Show number 208. That means the number 8. Of course, listen, these early numbers. There goes Dave slugging down some drink. Show number 8. That means just Yogi. But of course,
made from the best stuff on earth.
Snapple made from the best stuff on earth. Anybody knows where that's from? A short film related to beer league. You can shoot me a text right here. Of course, Bill Dickey wore number 8, and of course, you got Daniel Danny Dimes Jones wore number 8.
You mean Indiana Jones, who's now playing for the Colts?
God, that's going to be his nickname too.
Yep.
Guaranteed they win like 12 games. The rule is this: the Giants. I just learned this. Did you hear about this? The Giant, you know how like college, and then everybody always said there should be a minor league for the NFL. Well, the Giants so kindly said, no, well, here's how we're going to do it. We'll be the minor league system. And then anybody who plays for us after the rookie contract, then they'll go out, then they're ready for like Barkley and now this linebacker, Danny Dimes. Jones is going to go like 12 and they're going to dominate. You watch.
He's not going to start, but go ahead.
Yes, he will, because the other guy will hurt his like calf or something. Also, Matty Bryant, kicker for the Giants, number 8, who I have his worn jersey in my closet. It looks like it could fit my daughter. I don't know how these guys wear this stuff. Hung out with him down the shore in Manasquan for a full weekend. It was crazy.
Wait. You got a kicker's jersey, game-worn jersey?
Yeah, Matt Bryant hung out with us in my shore house for 3 days and got laid every 45 seconds. And he just hung out. He's the nicest guy in the world. And he just hung out with us, and he bought a few rounds, not that many rounds though. And he just hung out all weekend.
It's kicker salary. You
and he thought, no, he was doing all right. He was in the league. he was doing. He thought I was like Robert De Niro, which was funny to me. And then he ended up being one of the best kickers ever. And then he ended up on the Falcons, and the Falcons were inside the 20-yard line to ice the Patriots. And next thing you know, it was 4th and 90, and they had a punt, and we all know how that went. Always remember, Matt Bryant was the best kicker in football all year inside the 40 that year. They were inside the 40. And what happened? And Tom Brady getting involved here. Anyway, also, you got to forget, everybody knows Mr. Troy Aikman, for you cowboy. I'm not going to say Troy Aikman. Obviously, that's a famous one. I hate doing that. But I mean, listen, Troy Aikman, Trent Dilfer, same kind of thing. Then you got Ray Guy. Of course, look at you're all prepared for show number 8.
I wasn't. These are on my TV stand. My Troy Aikman starting lineups.
You got Ray Guy, a famous punter, and also you got Walt Bellamy Day here at Shea. Anybody knows who Walt Bellamy is? Listen, Hall of Famer, NBA. Anyway, show number 8. Good to be here. I can't believe we've done 208 days. And the first thing I thought of, you know what, Dave, when I woke up this morning, I said, hey, we got to talk about Alan Anderson here.
Oh, Big Al.
Big Al. Listen, he had a great record. His record was 49-54. He played in the majors from 86 to 91 with the Minnesota Twins. His ERA was 4.11. He started 128 games in his lifetime. His best year, now imagine this year if he was on the Yankees, 16-9 with a 2.45 ERA, led the league.
When did the Twins win it?
He was on, this is so sad. He was on the roster, both World Series, but didn't no, he
didn't
wasn't
make the postseason cut?
No, he didn't make the cut. No, that means, and then I realized that he had 200. Tell me if this is bad. All you stat people out there, you can go scratch. But here's something I know just by what I'm about to say. You tell me, Dave, if this is like, if this guy was a strikeout pitcher or not. Okay. 202 innings pitched, all right, in 88. He gave up 199 hits and 37 walks. So that's 136 times somebody got on base 236 times. Someone got on base in 202 innings. That stinks, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, he's
that means there's not a lot of 3-up, and he only had 83 strikeouts in 201 innings. Talking about El Garbage time. He also pitched like another 9. A lot of these guys, and I erred in my, when I have these players that weren't that good, I never looked at a minor league record, and I get blown away by it. I always think they played 86 to 91 and they retired. No, they have another 6 years in the minors.
Oh, yeah. A lot of these guys.
You forget about it. I'm going to always do that now. He pitched up until 9. He pitched in the major leagues for 10 years, including minors. But he didn't pitch in the 2 World Series. The Twins won. That's how you know he's.
That's a shame.
And now he's a real estate agent.
Of course he is.
For Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Agency, and he's got 2 children. He's just a fine young man. He was, he's, as a matter of fact, he's about 61 years old, around my age. And that's it for Alan Anderson getting involved. Nothing really funny on his card, other than that he's from Lancaster, Ohio. So that's it. Now, of course, Patreon.com here at Shea. We are officially now, we are mired. We are very Rutgers-esque in Patreon. We're stuck at 47, but that's fine. I want to give a shout out to Mike, Big George DeMosi, Greg Alperin, my partner in crime with some beer league stuff, which we're going to get to in a little bit. And of course, Ramsey's finest, Bob Jones here at Shea. Just giving him a shout out for sticking with me all this time. And of course, bottom line is, Dave, when you're not feeling well, what do you got to do? Chasing miracles.com. That's right. The ultimate patches. I wear them every day. So does my mother and her friends. And these things really work. All kinds of shit your body doesn't need. Go to chasingmiracles.com. These things are really, they're stem cell patches. And they don't affect your, it's not like you're going to, it's not steroids or anything.
This is going to sound like the biggest Italian question of all time, but how's your mother? How's she doing? She all right? She getting better?
My mother's all right. A little Giancarlo. We thought she'd be back a little sooner. But she's back. She's just hobbling along a little bit, but she's starting to get her. We worried about an infection that passed. So she's a little banged up, but she'll be
ready. She'll be ready for October.
Yeah, she'll be ready for October. No doubt about that. Thank you for asking right there. My mother coming off hip surgery day at 85 hip replacement. Every time I wake up, I feel like I need to. I'm gonna need all replaced. I might as well just. I want to go on Amazon right now and say I want to order all my. I'm gonna need knees, hips, face.
You think there'll be same day delivery?
Oh, same day delivery. And we hear Palumbo needs another hip. It'll probably be like a 30-minute procedure by the time I need one. But I just feel like everything's just going to shit. But including my career.
It's a positivity day here at Shea.
Oh, it's bitter Jimmy day here from the Omni. Well, the good news is 9 days from now, you know what happens, Dave.
I will be in the third row, right field, Yankees opening day. I'm going. So very pumped.
You know what I love about you?
What's that, Jimmy? What's that?
Not even a hey, I'm going to opening day. Let me see if my broadcast buddy.
You know what?
208
it's funny.
shows.
I got a text from my lifelong best buddy who I've known since I was 4.
I acknowledge I'm not a lifelong best buddy.
But here's the thing. He goes,
see what Jimmy's doing.
He goes, hey. And I said, hey. He said, clear your schedule on Thursday, whatever the fuck date it is. I'm like, why? And then he sends me a screenshot of tickets that he purchased to opening day right behind right field, like right behind Judge. And I was like, holy shit, why did you drop that much money on fucking opening day? Like, it's ridiculous. He goes, hey, I work hard. You know, this is what we've wanted as kids, to go to opening days like this. I treat you. Let's go. And I'm like, done. Good. So my text back isn't going to be, hey, do you have room for one more day?
Well, now, so what I'll do is maybe I'll get tickets last minute.
There you go.
Are you going early?
Fuck yeah. It's a 3 o'clock game. I'll be in the lot by 10.
All right. You're going to be at Stan's and the other
We're going to go to the itinerary right now is to get to the river lot, which is our favorite lot, right there on the river by 10 o'clock. Probably get into Billy's by 11:30, get back done with Billy's about by 1:30, 2 o'clock, in the stadium by 2:30, first pitch, 3 o'clock. Boom. And then back to Billy's if we win.
All right. You're going to go so you're going to go at, no, there's never post game early action afterwards. It's time to go home. Yeah, what are you gonna do? It's gonna be
shut up, Tyson. Tyson says I'm gonna have to play right field. Judge is healthy, knock on wood, right now. He is our healthy right fielder.
And Judge is limping off.
No, but you're right, Tyson, man. The Yankees have been bit bad by the injury bug right now, and it sucks.
Well, but if the Yankees are smart, they're gonna do one thing. Okay, my new favorite player, Ismael Manguia.
Yeah, I was going to say, as he licks down at his notes, like, what the fuck is this guy's name?
I wanted to make sure I said Ismael right, which sounds like Ismael Manguia. Do you know who this guy is?
No.
Okay, he's only batting 500 in spring training. He bats like
Ichiro. If a guy will be bagging groceries next week, Jimmy.
Okay, you have not done your research?
I have not. Not on Israel, whatever the hell his name is.
All right. You'll see. He doesn't have a place in the lineup. But all he does is Boone puts him in the lineup every day, and he's got like 27 hits in 9 games.
I am excited about
he doesn't strike. Dude,
Met Dom Smith. He's not going to cover off the ball this spring. I hope he makes a roster.
Dude, this guy, he bats a little bit like Ichiro. He's a good defensive outfielder. Like last time that happened, and he only strikes out 3% of the time. He doesn't strike out ever.
Well,
he's a slap hitter. When's the last time we had a slap hitter? A guy gets on base all the time.
You never got a contract, Jimmy.
And he played some years in the Giant system, San Francisco.
Listen, I am all for it. Look, the Yankees' MO for how many last years have been live and die by the long ball. We do need guys that can hit and get on base.
Man. He is my guy.
This is your pet cat. This is your pet cat of the team.
This is it. This is my. Listen, Giancarlo Stanton is going to come back October 8th. Is that when the postseason?
Yeah, whenever the playoffs start.
Yeah, he'll be the best player, or with the first Fenway series.
Listen, all right. And you know what's funny? I was sitting eating breakfast this morning, and I was going over my schedule of what I had to do, and I was saying a lot of it out loud. And I said, my wife's working from home, so I said, hey, I was like, I got Jimmy at 1, and she goes, oh, you said that like as if like you don't look forward to the show. I said, I look forward to the show, I do, but the problem is you're so goddamn negative about every team, every sport. So, and on top of that, then I went to the gym, right? Then I get done with the gym. I'm driving home, and I only have like a 8-minute drive home.
That's a negative right there, going to the gym.
I know. I only have like an 8-minute drive home from the gym. And in that 8 minutes, I'm listening to Sal Licata and other schmucko. They're talking like the 2025 Yankees are the White Sox. Like they're talking like the sky has fallen on the New York Yankees, and they haven't even left for the Bronx yet. Like, can we all pump the break? Why am I surrounded by people that just hate on these teams?
I don't hate. Reality, I've been very accurate in my sports predictions.
Oh, Christ.
I told you I thought the Cowboys stunk. I thought the Giants stunk.
The only thing I'll give you for your last year's worth of takes is you were right about Aaron Rodgers kind of looking kind of shitty. And that's it. Right. That's all I give you.
That's all you're going to give me? Oh,
that's it.
God,
and we'll talk about it in a couple minutes, but we'll talk about Rutgers basketball. Yeah, you said it was overhyped, and it turned out to be true. So
yeah. I predicted they wouldn't make the tournament, and they didn't. I also, but I was big on Giancarlo, and he took him a little while, but he was the best player on the roster in the playoffs, and he would have caught that fly ball that Judge hit off his face. It cost them the World Series, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not negative. It's just reality. Yeah, the Yankees right now. Injuries, though, I think the Yankees would have had a decent little lineup and pitching. But, Cole's out, and this guy's – and as soon as I hear what's the word they use? Tired shoulder. Not tired. They use a phrase like shoulder. As soon as you hear the word shoulder and a pitcher – I hope you got good health insurance.
I
agree.
Contact
your wife. Move out of the nice house.
I agree. Over. Here's the thing. Maybe this is a hot take. Maybe this is one of those takes that maybe like Dave doesn't know what he's talking about. But I will double down on this. When your ace or a starting pitcher, rather, of your starting 4 or 5, whatever you roll with, gets hurt for a significant amount of time. In the Yankees instance, it's the year he's gone, right? He pitches like every 7 days, right? Like, let's not pretend that the world shatters because your 1 out of 5 starting pitchers is out. We went out and spent all that money on Max Fried, right? So you swap them. Now you have the same pitching staff than you had last year, and we didn't have Cole for half of last year either. Right, so it's like I think they'll be okay. Like, it sucks. Right. It's dramatically terrible.
Yeah, they also lost Juan Soto. They lost Juan Soto, but they also wait a minute. You can make the argument. You want to be negative on the Yankees?
No.
Who was their best pitcher last year? Starting pitcher.
When he got back, Garrett Cole, but Luis Hill.
Time out. Who was their best hitter last year?
For most of the parts.
Okay. So their 2 bests on offense and defense are no longer with the program.
You're making logical sense when it comes.
Ismael Mungia for 3.
I know. You commented by yourself his last name, so everybody can know the last name.
Because I want all my fans, they're going to start Googling this guy, and you're going to be like, this guy's he's like this new stud. And there's videos of him just slapping the ball over the place.
And again, you would hope, like, good teams, no matter what, good teams weather these storms, right? Like great teams weather these storms.
The Yankees they'll always win over 8. They'll be over 500.
That's what I'm saying. But like, you would hear these people, they're talking as if like, I don't know if they're a playoff team now without Cole. And I'm like,
well, the divisions, everybody got
Red Sox got better, but the AL as a whole, it's not as crazy deep as you think it is.
The Yankees will be preseason chatter. It's just chatter. It's they got a lot of injuries for sure. We'll see how they do. Giancarlo, by the way, is starting to do some activity, so maybe it's not as devastating as we think. But speaking of devastating, Rutgers sports. I have every right to be negative on this. The hoops finally ended. Of course, the game started like at 11:30 at night. I'm up at 2:30 watching Rutgers lose in the Big Ten tournament. Double overtime.
I watched
wide open 3 from the guy. Missed it. He missed free throws. It was horrible. And then, of course, they could have got in this NIT or the Crown Royal Booze tournament, whatever it's called. And they finally just Rutgers themselves said, no, we're going to end it. Disappointing season. Number of reasons. Listen, the 2 NBA draft picks were good as freshmen. I don't think they were as good as everybody thought. They weren't great day in, day out. They had a lot of they had freshman moments all year. They'll probably do fine in the NBA. I wish them well. I don't consider them Rutgers guys anymore. 1 season and you're out. Who cares? Good luck. Make your millions. Fine. But the big mistake was the 3 guys they brought in from the transfer portal. They all stunk. Literally the 3 guys they brought in stunk.
So now with this outlook, with the 2 gentlemen you're looking at right now, Ace Bailey and Harper,
it's free.
Without them now.
It's all portal. We have no idea what the roster will be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it, but does this go down as one of the most overhyped Rutgers basketball teams of all time? Because they were talking tournament berth, and they can't even get out of the Big Ten.
The ESPN writers have called it the most disappointing story of the year, Rutgers basketball.
All right.
Now, of course, there's rumors that the coach can go to Villanova, but nobody realizes there's like a $9 million buyout. I don't see Villanova paying the $9 million. Then they got to give Pike.
It was the same situation. The same situation Dion was in. Like any team that wanted to grab him had to buy him out. That shit doesn't happen.
Right. So I think maybe Pikel's got another 2 years. Every year, the buyout drops by $2 million. So in a couple of years, the buyout will probably be reasonable. But listen, the way basketball is, you heard Rick Pitino. I don't go with freshmen anymore. Why would you do that? You just go out and you got to have scouts looking at every junior in the world. And as soon as the NCAA tournament ends, you contact them.
I had Jesse Holley, who's a New Jersey native. He was a former Cowboys wide receiver, right? He played basketball in North Carolina. And he always talks about that whenever we get to connect and talk. He always talks about grown man strength. Right. Like that's
no
like,
doubt about it.
So if you're a college offensive lineman and people are touting you like, oof, this boy's got some serious great hands or strength or whatever, then you line up and Micah Parsons is across from you. Now we're gonna find out if you're that guy that you say you are. The same thing has to happen in basketball. Why would you take two freshmen? And again, these guys are a different example because they were touted as the two biggest dudes in the world.
They probably will go in the draft.
But I'm a Patino supporter in that.
But you have to.
Case.
But what happens though with that is
you lose them right away.
You also run the risk of the choices you bring in. If they don't perform, your roster's all messed up. There's no build. Fair. So you want to plug in guys? Fine. You got to plug in the right guys. Rutgers didn't. That's why they lost. And now Pikel to Nova. I don't really buy into that if it happens. Speaking of being on the ball, the New York Football Giants, another thing that is basking in negativity. I am so tired. I can't think of the guy's name. Ola Jura.
Sound the Eagles.
Sound the Eagles. I mean, like, I don't understand. Is this guy going to be like, like, is he going to lead the league?
It's not a second coming of Saquon. It's just that.
But his thing was, this guy, I can tell you right now, nice guy. He got hurt all the time. So some of these guys that get hurt, if they have a season where they don't get hurt, sometimes they play well. So he'll lead the league in sacks. This whole Aaron Rodgers thing, like, I guess there's nothing. It's maybe now the NCAA tournament.
We're getting into draft season, so hopefully this Aaron Rodgers stuff.
But I don't mind. Listen, if I was Rodgers or Winston or Flacco or actually Danny White from the Cowboys, he met with the Giants this week. Anybody listen, all quarterback. Doug Flutie met with him. He'll the ball around
and his Wheaties.
You got to really. I don't think the Giants may not sign anybody until really after the draft. If I was a quarterback who could probably sign with somebody. I would wait to see if you're willing to be that guy. If they don't, if they drop down.
The difference between that is some people know their role and their worth right now. Aaron Rodgers thinks he can go out there, sign, and win a championship right now, no matter where he signs, right? Guys like Jameis Winston, if I'm the Giants, that's the guy I'm making a play for. Because even if you don't, let's just pretend arbitrarily, you don't even get Shador or Cam Ward or Jackson Dart or any of these guys.
He's still better than what we have.
He's still better than what you have, right? And he's a good bridge gap guy. Give him a 2-year deal. Jameis Winston will probably throw a bunch of interceptions, but that dude will keep you in games as well. So, like, if you're looking and you're looking down the line, you want Arch Manning or something like that.
You could also say Flacco didn't have a bad year last year.
And these guys, but they know their role. So, like, I'm surprised. Like, I think that the Giants are banking on a Russell Wilson or an Aaron Rodgers, and their fallback option will be the draft. Meanwhile, I think if the Giants are smart, they'll be like, look, man, I'm not about to wine and dine Aaron fucking Rodgers, bro. And then have him in my ear on draft day saying, don't you dare draft my replacement. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going to happen. He has to know that.
I think, to me, if I was Aaron Rodgers, there's no doubt I would have already signed with the Giants. And for one reason, I am going to stick it to the team that's right in the same building.
Yeah, you could do
Why
that.
wouldn't you do that?
But if you want success, I think there's only one way to go for him, and I think that's Minnesota. That's me.
Yeah, plus it's indoors, be easier for him.
Indoors, and he's got the best wide receiver in football to throw to.
True. I agree. The Giants, whatever the Giants do, I know will be the wrong decision. So that won't be negative. Okay. Like I said, these quarterbacks that are meeting with the Giants, it's just awful.
It's all fluff right now.
Of course, I don't care what anybody says. In my Giancarlo Stanton mode, the Giants have been a circus for the last 5 years. And what better way to make this circus even bigger? 3 tenths. Let's open it up and bring in Shador Sanders. He would
I saw
be
a couple
by
mocks. I saw recently. I saw a
everybody.
couple mocks.
They all have him going. Why not do it? Just do it. Just bring it. And then, of course, if it's a bigger circus and he plays okay, but we stink, and then we fire the coach, Giants can easily afford any buyout at Colorado. Then we're going to have Dion as the head coach. I say the Giants are so bad. I'm tired of these nice guys. Let's bring in. I would literally be like, I would contact during the draft. I would say, hey, is this guy like really unruly and a bad guy? If they say, yeah, good, we're going to take him. I want the Giants to be reckless. Every week there's fines. I want guys kicked out of the league. I want it all. I want a mess. We win 13 games.
Nice guys. Listen, Mara and company can rectify a lot of shit with the whole Saquon thing. And look, that's in the past now, right? They won, they did their thing, it's over. If you draft Shador Sanders and he's a hit, bro,
everybody will
they'll build a fucking statue
for sure,
outside the stadium within the first 2 years. Like the Giants organization, and they don't even have to do good. So like if they draft Shador and go like 7-10, they're gonna be like, we're here. We're here. You watch. We're here. And then the next year you go 9-8 and you scratch into the playoffs. Now you got yourself a quarterback and you don't have to worry about this shit no more.
But they can say Cam Ward looks pretty good too. Anyway, I want Shador, even though I know it's the wrong decision because
it's not the wrong decision. You need a quarterback.
I wouldn't know, what jersey to get because I'm first one.
You don't get a jersey anymore.
NCAA tournament. I didn't do my picks yet.
I gotta do mine too.
I'm leaning. I don't know. Florida looks good the last month. Probably St. John's.
St. John's, baby. Red Storm all the way to the finals.
Florida, St. John's, and Duke seem to be hot commodities now.
Duke ever not good? They had like 1 year where
they can really win it this year though. UNC got in. It was between them and West. You know what?
That's nepotism.
It's also UNC. And West Virginia. I mean, I can't blame the committee for listen. I'm sure one of the networks, the big shot over at True TV. By the way, how many guys on Thursday are going to be like, honey, what channel is True TV on?
Dude, you have no idea. There's so many times where I'm just like, and sometimes they list the channel. It's like the first round action on True TV and TBS and also ESPN 9 if you have it. It's like
you can't figure out anything.
I don't have any of that shit. What are you talking about?
It's so funny, but it is funny. I know some buddies of mine go to Vegas and or over the weekend when I lived in LA. They literally fly out Vegas Thursday morning and stay till Sunday and just watch games and drink and gamble and
it's great. I got friends that have like a residency over down in AC. They do that every year. Just get a bunch of guys together and go watch the book.
That's great. It's good time. But I don't know who's going to win it. I would say my one upset alert is going to be Purdue, who's going to lose to High Point. Any school that sounds like a 7-Eleven in Kansas, like I think you got to go for like High Point. What is that?
High Point. I love that actually.
Awful. And it's also, isn't there one school like Northern Illinois at Johnny'sville near Edwardsville?
It's great. It's great.
How could you not root for that school? And I love, whenever I read, there was an article in the Post. I love when you read about a team, and one thing they say is, struggled defensively, but they shot 69% from three this year. And you're like, you know what? If they get hot and they start bombing threes, some teams just cannot handle that. That's going to be the Achilles that's going to kill St. John's. They stink from three. And in the tournament,
all right? So maybe you can enlighten me here because I'm sitting there. I follow a lot of Texas sports because that's a lot of my following on Twitter because of the Cowboys and shit. And so a lot of like my followers are from Texas and they love Texas, football, basketball. What is it with the NCAA doing? Like, I get the whole 64th team in type deal. Like, it's between these two. But what is this other bullshit where it's like, we're going to find out who the 11th seed is here. Like,
right.
Why? Like, the Texas game is like a play-in game first. They got to make the tournament. Like, if they're in, they're in. If they're out, they're out. Like, what are we doing here?
The reason why it's for the 11th seed, because you can't have UNC play, say, Texas in the play-in and then have them play the number one seed. The number one seed has to play one of those conferences, the MEAC, Johnny Mac.
No, I get it, but it's like, all right, the winner of Xavier and Texas has to start with number 6 Illinois. I guess not. And I think Texas actually wins both, to be honest with you. That's just a
Well,
weird feeling I have.
it's where they feel that's
yeah, I know.
in.
It's just a
I
weird.
need to play again. Now they're talking about expanding it to 90. What are we going to do?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just bring everybody. Let's get Woodbridge High School out there to fucking see what they can do.
Colonial High School, bro. Did they lose? I think Colonial finally did.
They won.
They won the whole thing?
I thought so. I thought I saw something from one of the grass.
But you know what? New Jersey. I don't know enough about this, but any of my listeners are not from New Jersey.
That's another thing. Ooh,
New Jersey has 61 state champions.
Dude, I was just going to say that. Can we not? Oh, that's so lame.
It's so lame.
When I hear state title, I want you're the number one team in the state. Like when it comes to Group 3F, B, blue.
I don't care if your high school. If your high school only has 12 kids in it, and you have 12 basketball players here, and you win your state title, you then have to go play a Bergen Catholic and lose
and get
100. Exactly right. You know why? You can get in your car and for 6 days drive across Texas and still not get across. They only have one state champion in football. That's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
State champions of Texas. New Jersey's so screwed up. Central Jersey, even then there's like the public schools, the private schools.
It's like, it's like, I won the Group 4 fucking B, and it's like, you won that one? No, we didn't win that. We won the blue one, not the red one. We won the
red one.
And like, also, what are we doing?
We were Division 4, but now 100 kids moved out of town, so now we're Division 3. We got to play, and in the end, you lose to Carteret by 6. I don't understand any of this. It's awful. It makes me. I totally agree with you. But there's all kinds of. I did a deep dive like 3 years ago, and it's because the NJSIA.
I've worked for them.
Why can't it be called NJ8, like New Jersey High School Sports Association? Why is it got to be NJ? There's like 11 letters. It's like the LGBTQ that plus. Just why can't one guy say?
Am I the only one that thinks that like a badass thing would be like, yes, one state champions. Find out how to do that, right? You want to group them up and whatever, one long tournament in February or whatever, or January. Get a state champion, and then you have 50 state champions, right? You put them in a big ass bracket.
That's what I say. One and done. It's it.
National champion.
Yeah. New Jersey. Oh, for everybody.
For everybody. Yeah, win New Jersey, and then you go on to the Nationals.
I know why you can't do that. Because there's other sports that kick in, and the kids play both sports.
I mean, you get it done. That's what I'm saying. Get it done early. Like, get it done. Like, start the tournaments.
What are you gonna do? Play 7 games on a regular season?
I don't fucking know. I'm just saying, man. Like, let's crown a champion.
They barely do it in.
How many basketball players play baseball anyway? Let's go. Come on.
The big 6'9" at the big guy. Here they go live. Base it left field.
Come on.
It's too crazy. But of course, all these kids playing sports have filthy carpets. And what do you do? You got to go to Oxy, MagicUSA.com. That's right. OXY. MagicUSA.com. Look at the top of the screen here, Dave, with some fine graphics here, Jay.
You missed my Rutgers. You didn't even acknowledge my Rutgers graphic. I felt like I did all this work this morning for nothing.
Where is it?
It was here when we were talking about Rutgers.
But I can't get those guys off. They're done.
Now he's mad at the selection of people. Like, I don't want to pay any number. I'm like, get out.
They all stink.
Oh my god! You're like, you sounded like my fucking grandma. God rest her soul.
You know what? I am your grandmother.
You know what's funny? I thought about this the other day because I was watching Reacher, and whatchamacallit, my grandmother to her dying days, man, to the last day I knew her alive. Like, she would get so pissed if we were watching any kind of like shooting like movie,
right?
She would always blare out of. She goes, "Everybody's missing. Everybody's missing."
That's what my father used to say that all the time. Too.
I used to laugh all the time.
And you know, it's gonna creep in. You're gonna be sitting there 100%. Watching some bad movie that Miles loves. And
no, it's you know what I think about now. They're on Fast and Furious like 11 now at this point, but like the things that these guys are surviving. Like are just it's like he jumps out of a window and he lands on his feet from 18 stories and the ground breaks, but he doesn't break.
How about when Reacher like takes a chair and slams a guy in the face, and then 2 minutes later the guy's like wiping his lip, talking. Like, I realize if you slam the chair, you're a pretty big guy. If you slam the chair into my face, 2 minutes later I'm not like, All right, Dave.
Hey,
Let's talk.
you
I'm
got
like,
me there. You got me there.
You got me
Got a
there.
little bit of fat lip now.
It is 911. I'm dead. But you're right about that. But anyway, OxyMagicUSA.com. OXY Magic USA. Go talk to Tom and Natalie. 1 to 2 hours drying time. They're green seal and safe choices and all that stuff. It's not all chemicals. Go check it out. Give them a call. And they also have franchise agreements available. If anybody's interested, 0% financing. Me and Dave are very close to signing with that. We don't know. I'd love to clean carpets with Dave. You know what I got to talk about? I'm a creep officially. I'm obsessed with the actress on, you want The Landman? You haven't watched it yet with Billy Bob Thornton?
Okay, so obviously I wasn't on the show last week, but I was listening to the entire thing. I wanted to chime in.
Dude.
They drain threes left
dude,
and right. Allie Larder is.
First of all,
you don't understand. I grew up with her. So
you don't understand though. Allie Larder.
The daughter feels. I feel like okay. I'm fucking screwed. Like I'm done.
Allie Larder brings the ball up and just kicks it to Michelle Randolph. But the player that no one talks about is the lawyer. The lawyer on the show. You're
the guy that has to. The lawyer's a smoker too, but like you're the guy. You're the guy who gets uncomfortable when they're sunbathing while he's trying to get work done and shit. He's like, what are they doing? They're sunbathing.
That character, the lawyer guy sitting inside the kitchen,
yeah,
he's my favorite character on television.
He's so uncomfortable.
Billy Bob Thornton calls him up and he's looking at two of the best asses in the business and they're related to Billy Bob Thornton. And he's like, yeah, hey, how long are they going to be here? It's so funny. But man, Allie Larder just hitting threes and then, oh my God. But then I
made the mistake of watching that with my wife. And I'm just like, I'm watching it and I'm like, oh wow, she hasn't missed a beat. My wife's like eating ice cream and shit. Like, is that what you want? And I'm like, I mean,
Allie, they got picked up another season, and Allie Larder is posting on Instagram, and I'm guessing she's got to be, she's got to be close to 50, definitely, right?
I'm gonna look it up right now just because I'm curious. 49.
She's 49. There you go. Yep. Which means she's 53. She is just lights out at Shay. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. And yet the show's good. She
you know what makes it even worse is that she's such a badass chick too. So now you even like her even more.
I know
she's in there, she's calling the plays. They're in the huddle and she's just like, no, we're checking out of a run. We're going deep on this.
I know. And she drinks she does day drinking. And my favorite part about Landman is, and you could totally relate to this. He only drinks Michelob Ultra, but he tells the bartender, I can't drink anymore. But he's drinking Michelob Ultra because, he doesn't think that's drinking. Right. I love that. Me and my buddy Tommy used to do that all the time. Like, I just had a couple of Bud Lights. I didn't feel like drinking today. It's so funny to me. But yeah, 3 girls on that show, and the show's good. And Billy Bob Thornton, he's great too.
Oh, he's great. I love him.
Of course, 1923.
Did you see before you get off this show? Did you see the correlation between the episode where the girls dating some guy and they're like, we're gonna go check out a football game?
Yeah, what was the game?
The game was the team that he coached in Friday Night Lights.
Oh, I didn't realize
Texas
that.
Pyramid or whatever, or Texas whatever the fuck. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, he's back in that stadium, but now he's a different character in the stands.
I did
very funny.
I had a little cross-pollination day here, Jay. I also watched 1923, which Michelle Randolph is in bed the whole time with sick. That's the only, to me, I think that the producers of both shows said, wait a minute. In 1923, you have this woman in bed, sick all the time. And in Landman, we have her outside at a pool wearing a bikini. Better choice, better use. Like, I feel like someone from the Giants produces 1923. Like,
probably.
Let's take our best player who runs a 4.150, and we're going to put her in bed the whole time. But Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, you want to talk about two power forwards from the old days, just boxing.
I'm a big Harrison Ford guy. I've always liked him. I'm not a big Indiana Jones or Star Wars guy.
No, he's good in this. Because he plays an older, like, broken man. He's older in it, and it's just great.
Sometimes I refer to him as like the best. I mean, maybe this could be like a top 5 list of some variations, but like best on-screen presidents of all time. Him in Air Force One. Like, get off my plane. And he just fucking hits the Russian and he falls off the plane. He's got to be in the top 5 of presidents on screen of all time.
Of course, you don't know this. He's married to a much younger Callista Flockhart. Let me ask you this. What college did Callista Flockhart go to?
Just
Ally
because
McBeal.
of the tone, I'm going to go with Rutgers.
And Rutgers. I think that's probably the best news story ever to come out of Rutgers is Callista Flockhart married Harrison Ford. She probably never went to a game in her life. But anyway, of course.
She ain't missing anything.
I had, missing anything. Good call. What you call it? I posted, I was told I was going to be on Daredevil a certain week. And then I did get in touch with the director of this one episode I had done. And I would have been on already, I think, but they did a lot of funky things. They changed producers. I thought I was cut. I don't know if you remember that in my podcast, but I'm definitely going to be on March 25th next Tuesday. Yeah.
I'm hearing, so I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hearing incredible things. Like people
did you watch the first Daredevil?
No.
Oh, dude. Well,
good.
It.
Yeah.
If you like Reacher, you'll love this. It's more, and I don't like all the, I'm not a like Iron Man, Marvel. It's not my thing. I guess I'm old. I don't know. It's a,
but you'll read
me,
for it.
But absolutely. You kidding me? Jimmy Palumbo as the, aluminum man. But no, Daredevil's a really good show. My buddy Jeff Cantor's on it. And I watched it because of him. And the first 3 seasons, I think before you watch this season, you do have to watch the other 3, I think, to get to know really what this guy's all about.
Sometimes that's where shows lose me, where they're like, "Yeah, I gotta go watch." I'm like,
"No, you'll buy in. You'll be up at 5 a.m. watching it." But I will tell you this, Jay Bird, I think they might air. I think maybe episode 4 and 5 might air tonight. They may do a double. I'm not sure, but I know episode 4 is coming on tonight. And I watched the preview, and there's a scene in the trailer for this episode.
You feel like it's your scene?
No, it's not my scene, but I had a little moment. I hit 2 free throws with 6 seconds ago, up by 9. I think I may appear in tonight's episode. I don't know. But my bigger stuff will be next week. So any fan of Daredevil,
so that'll be Jimmy in real life, like my daughter said the other day.
I'm gonna be which is great, which by the way, I got something for you that'll come soon enough. I'll leave it as a surprise for you and Stella. So watch Daredevil, Born Again, should be fun. St. Patty's Day, of course, I'm wearing the Absolute Eyewear shirt, which Jay Bird Johnine was kind enough to send me a shirt and one for my daughter, which was cool.
Weren't you there?
I was there, but by the time I got there, it was late, and she was running around cleaning up and all that stuff. But
so she was there.
To me.
At least, every time I go to Absolute Eyewear, she's never there.
She was there with Craig. Yes.
I missed it again. I was sick as a dog.
Yesterday, St. Patty's. Happy day late St. Patty's, everybody. I had a good time. I had a bunch of stuff to do. I ended up stopping. It's been a while since I was able to stop by the local pub. We have 2 local pubs. So I stopped in, had a harp, and that kind of thing. But before my father-in-law, I guess, he passed away. He was born on March 17th. So I actually, his gravesite is literally 35 seconds away. I stopped in, bid my respects, gave him a happy St. Patty's, even though he's all Italian. Then I headed over to a local pub. I haven't done that in a while. I had 1 beer, had a harp. I'm not a Guinness guy. I don't like Guinness. Some people love it, but harp is good.
It's like chalk.
I know it's good, but harp is really good. And then I ended up with my buddy Dave DeLisi getting involved. Of course, I had a cheap Temu Irish shirt on that cost me $8. And good night, Forever 21, which is closing because of Temu. And my buddy Dave DeLisi had corn. I don't think I know that. I'm Renaissance man.
That's their excuse, by the way.
There you go.
We got to close. Temu's doing too much business.
That's because everybody's ordering cheap clothes from that place.
Well, maybe they should lower their fucking prices, and you might actually get a customer or 2.
They're already $8 a t-shirt. What are they going to do?
Then that was your own problem. That's your
t-shirts are free.
Yeah. Buy one, get one.
A lot of people used to shop there, but young kids. My buddy Dave DeLisi made a traditional corned beef, the cabbage, the carrots, the potatoes. I was sucking down corned beef. It was wonderful. And so I had a nice St. Patrick's Day.
I think St. Patrick's Day is my least favorite holiday of all the holidays. And it's not because I'm Italian. I got some Irish in me. I'm not like a celebrate, and I know how to drink with the best of them. I just feel like it's a call to arms for everybody to be a fucking reject, like out in the bars.
It's like
Cinco de Mayo, everybody's Mexican. It just.
I don't agree.
I don't know. It's amateur night for me.
Listen, if it's there's a tone, but not on a Monday though. Mondays you get a couple of veterans come out because if it's not a Friday or Saturday,
that's what I'm saying. Like you're doing the Monday thing.
I don't agree. I think I agree with you. If you end up in a bar and everybody's like 23, everybody's just running for. I can't guard anybody. I'm just
That's what I'm
shucking back
saying.
the line. But
Yeah.
if you go to a bar, a good pub, I think it's a night where some veteran people come out, some Irish guys come out, but you got to go early. You can't get there at 7:00. You got to go a little earlier. I had a good time with some people.
That's a perfect analogy, Tyson. It's a JV New Year's Eve.
Yes, but you know
exactly
what?
what it
But
is.
for Irish people, it's their day to celebrate. Listen,
You don't see me going boozing on Columbus Day. It's like,
yes, you do. You got a whole. You got most
Cheers.
people got. Some people got off that day. You got to booze tomorrow. I think it's St. Joseph's Day here, shit.
I can't wait to go out for Juneteenth. It's gonna be a fucking time.
Okay, here we go.
What are we doing here?
That'll be gone. The you know what? I think you know what? I just found that not only they get
That's fucking great. Oh, not great. I get it, but great in context because we know what you're talking about. That's hilarious.
Listen, forget about June 19th. Trump just got rid of June.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna call it.
We're gonna May to July. We're going.
We're gonna switch it to June 20th, and we're gonna celebrate everybody because America. It's like, oh god, damn it.
I want Donald Trump to run all the things that annoy me. Like he should be in charge of the high school championships.
Right.
Within 2 days, there'll be one. He'll just decide it 1 second, or maybe he'll just decide who is the champion. He'll have a press conference, and we are going with Lyndon. Lyndon, right. And then someone will go, "Hey, Donald, they were 7-24. Lyndon is."
Lyndon's got a lot of great Americans on Lyndon. They're the best.
We won Lyndon by a lot. Lyndon is the state champ. Oh,
it's not like they're
so
Sleepy
funny.
Carteret over there.
That's it. The NCAA tournament is going to be 8 teams this year. 8 teams. Double elimination. And North Carolina is always in because we won North Carolina.
That's great.
So funny. Speaking of that, which brings us to cornhole. It's cornhole day at the stadium. Cornholelevel.com. Now, listen, I know last week Dave had some serious issues with his cornhole. I immediately overnighted him one of these cornhole levelers. He just needed to get his cornhole.
Never better. Never
better. You shove it in the hole and get it right. Cornholelevel.com. Put in JP Show. Get 20% off here from the Omni. And that is that. Now, cornholelevel.com. Beer league stuff. We are in negotiations. I don't know if anybody finds this interesting. I guess I do, maybe. It's me. It's my show. I can talk whatever I want.
I do. Well, I do because I want to.
Well, yeah.
I want to
Dave,
participate.
destruction. We're more than in negotiation with this streaming service. I'll tell everybody what it is because I don't care. It's 213 TV. But the problem is, and I guess I could talk about this. There's, I'll call it Beer League One, which is the movie. Okay. That's owned by someone now, like some kind of film hedge fund, a film company that owns a lot of bad titles that are like on Tubi, which is why Beer League's on Tubi. By the way, Beer League's on Tubi.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's great.
So we got to put that up as a link one of these days. And so they own it, but then there's a middleman of the original investors who lost $1 million. So I had to get the rights. I am Beer League 2. Jimmy Palumbo is literally. I got the rights from the middle guy after they discussed it with the other people to do these TV shows, webisodes, whatever you want to call it.
If you had the funding, were you allowed to do an actual motion picture?
No, I am not allowed. No, okay. I am not
just curious.
Allowed to do Beer League 2, a movie.
I
am allowed to do TV shows. And it says streaming, but there's some language in it. That's why I was like, these contracts with lawyers and stuff. A good friend of mine is helped me out with the contracts because it's like, what are you exactly allowed to do? Now, with this new streaming service, they're actually helping us produce the new episodes we're going to do. And what we're going to do is, and anybody out there following along, we did 5 episodes, 2 minutes, and then we shot 3 more. Took a little bit from episode 1 of the first 5 and made it one pilot. But now we decided to reinvent the whole wheel and start fresh with 4 episodes that will be 8 minutes long. And we're going to have a pilot, which is like kind of the pilot's going to be like, where is Johnny Trino? Where are these guys now? That kind of thing. And then we head on down the line to 4 episodes. And this company is writing a check for us to do that. We got to toss in a few dollars ourselves, but And then they'll have the exclusive rights. It'll be on 213 TV. And that's if they write the check. When the check clears, then we go ahead. And then we hired a kick-ass. We hired, well, I shouldn't say we hired yet. We're negotiating with Mel Mack, who was on my show. We'd love to, but they're a little, I don't want to say they're pricey. That's not fair. They cost money that we may not have. I hope
they're pros.
They're pros. So, and we're going to be shooting, we hope, somewhere between, say, I'm going to say May 20th to July 1st, somewhere in there. And we're going to be a little bit more smart about it, a little bit better locations, more controlled. We may not, we're probably going to be on the field, but we may go to batting cages. We may, like, your character may be seen at batting cages, so we can cheat it and do our thing and make you look like you're actually a good ball player. So we can do all that. But we may end up at the field. We're going to use some stuff. I don't want to use anything from what we shot, to be honest with you. I want to use the concept and the dialogue and the scenes, but I want to reshoot everything. And to be honest with you, I will be more involved. First time producing, I took a little back seat, and nothing against Tom, who was the director and producer, but I got to be able to say, stop, let me go back, Video Village, look it over. Because there's even your scene, I think we didn't have time. We were running out of time. It was 20 degrees and 80-mile-an-hour winds, and it was just a tough shoot. I would have even shot your scene better, not necessarily you being better, but putting you in a better situation.
Did my own fucking stunts for this to see 70 people.
That was tough. You're a wrestler, so you're the only guy. You should be a stuntman. Probably something you could do in showbiz.
I was told.
You could, yeah, from your wrestling stuff. No,
I got a friend of mine who's stunt double for Travis Kelce during the new Happy Gilmore movie. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
There you go. You'd be good. You'd be Reacher. You should be stunt double.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. But it's just right now we have to because I have to have an agreement between Tom, my producer and director, and my other partner, Greg. I have to now have an agreement. So it's like Beer League 1 talks to me, Beer League 2, and I have to have arms out to pay other people and stuff like that. So it's the kind of thing, I can be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just an actor and a ball breaker, podcaster, voiceover guy. And these contracts are like, if then in perpetuity, if your balls end up in your mouth, you're gay. I mean, it's like, it's just like, I wish it was all like written, like, if you do this. And so I'm getting some help with that, and hopefully this week. But then I told Tom, the director, Tom, we got to write these 4 episodes. Matter of fact, I even have, you'll love this. Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is right here. This is like episode 1 pilot, right?
Oh my God. Look at this. This is professionalism.
Episode 2.
He stapled them together.
Right. Because on these cards, I want to be like episode 1. What are we trying to accomplish there? Episode 2, where are we? What do we? And then we got to go back and grab stuff. So it's a lot of work, and I'm not the best writer, although I come up with cool ideas. And we got to
suggestion from the pilot that we just did. Less, and this is not. I'm not a writer of scripts by any stretch. Less cursing, not less cursing, but like there's a lot of F-bombs in that freaking pilot.
You know what though? See, that's a decision we have to make, but I'm not so sure about that. I think it should be more. I mean, Beer League, less F-bombs. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. The F-bomb. Everything else, I don't give a shit.
Cursing,
I'm just saying.
Yes, cursing for no reason, for sure.
Like you had one line. You had one line at the dining room table. You're like, yeah, that guy's a filthy fucking jerk off. And I'm like,
yeah.
Did he have to be a filthy fucking jerk off? You know what I mean? Like,
I could have just said jerk off. We would have been fine. I agree. Exactly. I don't disagree there. However, I really think we should really push the envelope. I think the environment might be changing.
Oh yeah, 100%. Have you seen some of these stand-up comedies?
When Beer League came out, there was not a comedy that was raw. There was some funny stuff in there. I don't know, because what happens is when you don't do that, you end up a Lifetime channel with Meredith Baxter Burney. That's funny to 4 people. And all of a sudden Valerie Bertinelli checks in, hits a quick 3. But you gotta we gotta figure out what's the tone. Are we gonna be like, but now we got kids, so in the show, so we got to figure all that out. But there will be some plot points which I don't want to reveal now, but it'll be available on this service. And it will be for free initially, which is cool. Tyson Hogan wants us to curse a lot. That's funny. Anyway, it's just been a crazy couple of days, and I'm dealing, and from Chop Sports and your stuff, like things like you send someone an email, look this over, 5 days go by. And I told Tom, it's already, right, I'm like, Tom, it's already March 18th. That's going to become April 1st. And next thing you know, we're 3 weeks, we have to shoot, and we didn't write the scripts yet. So the next 2 weeks are critical. We have to get moving on this. But if you can't see anything, then go to Absolute Eyewear, 42 Main Street. Jay Bird, Johnny, Michelle, and Craig, who had a great St. Patty's Day party. Go down 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 732-326.
Eyes.
There you go. That was a boring delay right there. 3937-732-326-3937. Tyson with a quick three. My number one fan, you and Darryl Clark. Where's Darryl Clark? He's
in there somewhere.
He chimed in.
Yeah.
He, by the way, hated them. I talked about that Manson documentary. I got a text from him during the week. Dude, you're so right. What an awful show this is.
I did not give it the time of
day. Don't. I'm telling you. Go Google it and learn more. There you go. Darryl Clark's available for Beer League. We may get him up. We may get some guys up there for that when we get the dates down. But go to Absolute Eyewear, 42 Main Street in Woodbridge. They got everything. Charles Oakley hangs out. They got all kinds of glasses. Go talk to Jay Bird. They fixed my glasses while I was there. They're in the middle of a party, and I'm like, Craig, fix my glasses. And he wouldn't do it. And Jay Bird just came in and did it for me. So I thank you for that. Absolute Eyewear, the best place to go for eyewear, eye gear, everything else. And also, don't forget, One Bite Creative, who did my website, helped me out as usual. I did not finalize the Patreon percentage off yet. I'll be doing that this week for sure. The more you donate, the cheaper you get off of merch, which is cool. So Darryl Clark and Tyson Hogan can buy stuff for their kids, a couple of onesies, and all that kind of thing. So go to One Bite Creative, talk to Brian. That's onebitecreative.com. And talk, or you can call Brian directly, 323-316-8064.
Real easy guy to talk to.
Yeah, I know you've dealt with him. I got another buddy of mine from my frat called him up. Everybody really likes him. He's not inexpensive. He's not very expensive, but I'm trying to tell you, you will get a product I don't care anymore. I think my website for a D level actor, I think my website's as good as anybody's. And he did all that. So God bless America. God bless Brian at Performer Track One Bite Creative here at Shea. Don't forget, go watch the tournament. We should go. That's what we should do. We should go down to Pine Tar Bar and Grill and watch some games.
Tell me where to go, man.
What? Maybe on go to Pine Tar Bar and Grill, 121 South Main Street in Forked River, 609-489-4286. Also, if you're feeling like shit, a little down and out, give Lisa Ruane a call, 201-725-1251. She's a therapist. She can maybe help you out or get you in the right direction. Also, a little shout out to my boy Artie Lang. Just thinking about your art. And the other thing is, this weekend, my daughter enters her first competition, and she is in, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dances here at Shea. Talk about NIL money. The 9 dances, like 6 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. And I'm wishing her well. She's back off the knee, the knee injury, but I always worry that she's going to do something and her knee's going to fly into the first row. That's a dad thing. And also there's a competition down near you one of these weekends. So I'm going to see if you can get Stella to come by for a few minutes. Have you ever been to like a real competition? I
mean, I've been to the recitals and stuff like that, but
I think your daughter would really get a kick out because they have the little girls.
I just got word last week. My wife was there at one of her practices, and she hits me up after. She goes, "Hey, just so you know, for this year's recital, Stella is got a solo." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" I'm not prepared. She goes, "Yeah, all the little girls, all they do is crouch, and then there's Stella. She does some kind of fucking hold the leg over the head thing, and then and then they all spread apart, and then she runs and does a little gallop thing." I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking throw up everywhere. Like
you'll be
not ready for this.
No, you'll be a blubbering, crying idiot.
I always am.
It's and you got to make sure you'll have 8,000 Sturchios and your wife's family there.
I got a good family support when it comes to that.
Yeah, but listen, and then just go to the right after the. If it's on a Saturday, most of the banks are open till 3. You can go to the bank and try to get the loan to pay for the next 11 years of torment you will be going.
I keep asking her. I'm like, hey, listen, what do you like better, dance or gymnastics? She's like, kind of like both. And I'm like, you fucking would.
No, you
had 2 separate classes, Wednesday and Saturday. Now I'm just fucking...
Well, the gym early on, rookie ball, doing both helps, but I can tell you right now, you will not be able to afford 2 if she gets really good at it. It's crazy. 20 grand. It's nuts. But yeah, I think we have something in East. There's one relatively near you.
Okay.
And it'd be great if you can come down, and Natalie would make a big deal. Everybody will be in their costumes. I think she'll be blown away. You just come for a half hour. It's free.
Love that. She'll
love it all. So, and that's what's going on there. So good luck to my daughter, Natalie. I think that's about it for our show.
Well, if you're watching the show on YouTube, which I believe Will Pena just found the YouTube channel, just spread the word that every week it goes live on Jimmy's YouTube channel along with his Facebook.
Should we be posting something like that?
We always do. I always do.
I don't know. That's why.
Well, no, he just said sub with notifications on. Now he's gonna know. That's the key. You got to go to the channel. You got to hit notifications on, and every time that you go live, bing, they get a fucking little alert, and then they go tune into the show.
Is that clearly written in a post on Facebook where all my fans are? What you just said?
Probably
not. Okay. And Sturchio climbs off here. 1 for 9 from 3. No,
but anyway, also if you're watching the show on YouTube, next in between us, you'll notice that there's also a brand new date, May the 30th of 2025, 8:00. You got Jimmy and friends at the Avenel Performing Arts Center.
There you go. There you go. Dave with the marketing talk right there. Yeah. Listen, I got to start selling some tickets. I mean,
I can't wait till I get the text like, "Hey, by the way, we're doing it in August."
No, it's May. No, it's May 30th. I have to start.
Let's do it then.
I didn't even check. I usually, you know what I'm gonna do for next week's show? I'm gonna say exactly how many. I'm gonna alert the media how many tickets are sold.
Great.
4
in 3
tickets.
Weeks, we're mired at 3 tickets, and 2 of them are me.
We gotta get this going. Matter of fact, let's do it. You gotta post something out.
I do. I listen. I did last night.
You do, but
last night.
The YouTube channel thing.
I'll do that. I got you.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Media. How many, since we went over, how many more subscribers have I gotten to my channel?
Well, let's check the videotape, shall we? You got about.
I had 4 when we started.
You got 34 now. All right.
Yeah. I think I had 30. Oh, did I?
Whatever. Get those 4 doesn't. The 4 don't grow on trees, man. They're right there.
This is going out to Tyson and Daryl Clark. We're at 34 right now. Check back with me next week. We'll see where we're at. Anyway, I'm busting Dave. Yeah, we do have to get we'll get some posts out there explaining everything and the Patreon and all that other junk. Yeah. All right, we'll get it going. God. It's a great place to see your show, Avenel.
Thank you, Susan. That'll do it.
Thank you, Susan. I know Tyson wants to fly out. Be great. I wish I had the money to fly all my Patreons up, but I don't. I don't have enough money to pay my cable bill.
Oh my God.
So all right, it's negativity day here.
There we go.
Sturchio,
we're back.
Listen, Dave Sturchio, like a young Willis Reed, came back today. So even your wife's like, well, you don't feel like doing the show. You should be excited. I'm
always excited to do the show.
You are co-hosting the Jimmy Palumbo Show. This is
tolerate
exciting.
the fucking negativity, man. It's a lot.
I promise you, I won't be.
It's not even that. Look. If it's reasonable, like you're sitting there bitching, bitching and whining about the fucking Knicks with a 3 seed right now in the NBA in the East, and you're like,
because Brunson's out and whatever.
Okay, they're still winning games.
Okay, so Knicks. So you're telling me. The team that hasn't won a championship since how old were you in 1973? I was -9. Your father was at Leggett's, okay? So last time they won something, think about my sports teams. Giants, Rutgers, Knicks haven't won it since 73.
You're going to ask me about fucking Super Bowl droughts? Is that what we're doing right now?
No, I'm just going, there's no, what is positive? And the Yankees made the World Series. And then since Aaron Judge dropped that fly ball, 11
Not a
guys
big
have
deal.
gotten hurt.
Fuck it. Win the pennant. You stink.
But I will tell you, okay, I'll be negative positive one last, and we'll end the show on this. I can't wait for Met fans to realize in the cavernous right field of Shea Stadium how shitty Juan Soto plays the outfield. The exposure is right field in Yankee Stadium is like Sobin Field or Penn Field at Colonia. 4 people just drove off the road. But yeah, you get it. Yeah. But right field in Shea is big. Okay.
All right.
And Juan Soto, you'll see him on his belly diving for balls 8 feet. I'll tell you, you know what? Give me Stanton in the outfield. He catches the ball, throws it in. All right, that's it. That's my show. Good.
That'll do it for another episode of the Jimmy Palumbo Show, driven by Jeep.